many rhythm sections, excellent ones. The guys who were on this album, we've played with for years. We've played many gigs with them. You know, we had Bobby and myself, and you know, the great Marty Ballou. You know, him and Marco on the drums, Tommy West on the organ. We had Jerry Portnoy on the harp, Doug Mancio and Spooner Oldham and all those guys. There were some heavy players, Stu Kimball and Neil Pauly, Sonny Barbados. We also had Duke Levine, you know, playing the banjo. It was a heck of a band, and we wanted to push it, you know, take some tight turns with it, and maybe even brush the wall here and there. TruVine is a departure from Mystix's previous albums. The production techniques were so different, plus we had the advantage with Marco working with us of bringing in, you know, great players, and it was a wall of sound in there, and I was just banging away on acoustic. So in terms of what we were going for pushing the edge and getting outside and maybe a little disturbed with some of this material based on our influences. The TruVine songs, I worked with Marco on it, and he had given me material to look at, which I ended up using Doc Boggs, Ola Belle Reed, which I never would have heard. I will tell you that, oddly enough, before TruVine, we spent a good deal of time listening to the Captain Beefheart records. You know, we in fact have a couple in the pipeline that are even more disturbed than what we've come up with before, and that pleases us no end.
And my therapist.
So we take those songs, I kind of learn them the way they are, and then I bring them to Bobby and we reinterpret. Marco wanted to go back to some of the ones I'd written before with his production treatment, and so he picked some of my originals, and then I think I had an idea to do one of them, but it was a joint conspiracy between Marco and I in coming up with material. Yeah, and then there was a big difference in the way we recorded this album in terms of the engineering. Marco set me up to be comfortable, and between him and Tim, they got me on a new mic. That wouldn't ordinarily be maybe a vocals mic, but it works for me. And the studio was set up as a gig, and I had a PA. On the right side of me was the band coming through loud and strong, and on the left side was my vocals. So I was singing with the band into the band, and there was so much power coming out of Neil Pauly and or Stu Kimball and Bobby working together in that rhythm section that I was like riding a wave. I'd never experienced a recording thing like that. Everything pretty much was done in the moment. There were a few fixes, but they were darn few. It was all about feel and grabbing the moment. I'd never had so much fun recording that way because I could almost scat and be looser with the lyrical cadence and phrasing, right? Because I had this mountainous wave I was riding of rhythm section and guitars. So it was unique in the way we laid down the tracks. And pretty much everything that we laid down with Tim, you know, there was very few fixes and hardly any vocal changes. That's the way it really works, and Marco was kind of a nut on that. He didn't want to use Pro Tools. He didn't want to. He would make us continue to do the song until he felt like everybody had the same part right, and there was some mutinous behavior on our part, but we got through it.